Hi, what's up, y'all? It's D. About to react to this video by Tommy NFG. It's titled The Internet's Perfection Crisis. I mean, yes, this has been a thing for a very long time now where people want to be perfect in every way. It's impossible. You can't. You fail every time. But yeah, let's see what he talks about in this video. Let's watch.
Throughout the past 26 years of the 2000s, each time has had its own different eras of things people got insecure about. From the early 2000s to basically the end of 2010, every girl wanted to look super skinny because that's all what was plastered everywhere. You'd have a hard time finding an actress that was over like 140 pounds back then and wasn't slammed by the media calling it the fattest and the most pathetic thing to touch earth. If you took one blow, went at them, they'd fly away like a tumbleweed in the desert. For dudes, everyone was trying to get a six-pack abs like celebs by watching a video on YouTube probably called How to Get Six-Pack Abs in 5 Minutes. Can't believe I thought this would work as a kid. This had to have started my decisions and me questioning everything in life. Those are like the main things people were worried about back then. Of course there's more, but nowadays it's on a whole other level. With the rise of Looksmaxxing and all these plastic procedures being done like fast food casually, it's only rampant.
I love taking a little nap, then waking up with a new body part. Okay, she has to be rage baiting.
Maxing and all these plastic procedures.
You know, but after seeing that one lady, you can never be too sure, because some people are just walking freak shows out here. What was that lady named? Gracie Bond? I reacted to her. Oh my God. And that's how she actually looks. That's real. So, I don't know. Maybe she is botched like this.
Being done like fast food casually. It's only ramping up more and more how insecure people are feeling and how perfect they want to look for the internet. And one thing that showed me that is how fast the rise of Ozempic has gone. Just a couple of years ago, Ozempic was still a low-key drug that you had to speculate if a celeb was on or not to lose weight, because they was dropping pounds like no tomorrow. One day they were Jonah Hill, and the next day they were Jonah Hill. Shout out to Jonah Hill. That's a top tier actor, because man, they used to bully the out of this in the 2000s.
That's what he look like right now?
Are you still considered a fat guy when you go to a party or anything? Because I run into that a whole lot. I'm the fat one.
Look at his face.
So are you the fat guy in Hollywood still? Or is everybody like look at you and they're like, oh wow, you know, this is great, now you're healthy?
Do you have any other questions that are smart?
Now with Ozempic, you can damn near walk in any pharmacy and get it in a snap.
The fact that people still doing this blows my mind. Once again, I'm not opposed to it for people who need it for morbid obesity issues. You know, if you over 350 pounds, you try everything, it's just not working for you, you got a food addiction, sure, do what you gotta do to save your life. But if you got 10, 20, even 30, 40, 50 pounds to lose, why are you playing with your eyesight like that? I told you I found this article. Okay, you look it up. They've been talking about it. You can become blind. There's a risk of blindness. Why would you play with your eyesight like that? That is not worth being skinny. If you can't even see yourself being skinny, that is crazy to me. That is scary as hell. I don't care what the risk is. I don't care how low it is. The fact that it's possible is mind-boggling when you could just diet and exercise. Listen, I'm doing it right now. It sucks. It's fucking terrible. I hate it. I hate it. And I actually like the food that I'm eating, but just being in a calorie deficit for a long period of time, that shit is tiring. It makes you exhausted. I feel like I'm sleepy all the time. It's the worst, but it can be done. You just gotta be consistent, and over time the weight will come off. It happens slower when you're doing it the natural way, you know, but at least you ain't gonna be blind in the end. And then also feeling sick, it's too many downsides for my personal liking.
Also been a rise.
So I don't think it's worth it if you're not 350 plus pounds. That's just my personal opinion. But do what you want. And then you gotta pay for it. I gotta pay to lose weight.
Different types of weight loss pills that are easy to get. Some companies sell it online like an Amazon product. One thing a lot of people in America do is people near the border of Mexico just take an Uber over the border to a store there, because you can get it straight up over the counter, zero prescription needed, and way cheaper. The main reason for the rise of it is all the celebs promoting it and influencers as well. For some reason, Serena Williams is now an ambassador of a weight loss pill and is now promoting it, even even though she was never that big. And how does that one meme go? I wanted to f you when you was fat. It's become so common now that for the first time in this decade, America's obesity rate has gone down. So people are seeing all this and saying, well, this whole trend is good, so why not take it? And look, if you are someone who took it...
Also, what are the long-term effects as well? We don't know the long-term effects for people using it who are not diabetic. So it's like, you know, maybe you cool now, but 20 years down the line, you lose a leg or something. Who knows? And it's like, you could have just ate healthy and worked out for an extended period of time, you know?
Currently taking it, that's good for you. I wish nothing but the best. I hope it goes well. It should always be a last option, though. And unless you look like one of those from my 600-pound
Thank you. Literally my point.
Out of their beds. About 99% of the public can lose weight with a decent calorie deficit. Working out a little bit. But the problem with it and how mainstream it is that it wasn't even made to be this big. Ozempic is a diabetes treatment, with weight loss being one of the side effects coincidentally. There was a limited supply at a certain point, and so many people were snatching it up to lose weight like celebs that people with diabetes couldn't even get the medication at a certain point. Imagine your ass getting a heart attack and dying because someone wanted to lose 10 pounds before going on a vacation. One of the biggest problems with this whole fiasco, though, and one of the main reasons people say you shouldn't take it unless if you need to, is there is zero long-term study of the side effects since it's so new.
I just said that, and it's not new, but it's new for people taking it who are not diabetic. It's new for y'all niggas. So the studies on people who are not diabetic taking it, that's new. So what's gonna happen to you down the line? Or what if it shaves years off of your lifespan? You know, it's just too many factors that make it not worth it, in my opinion.
If anything crazy can happen to you, like a side effect of cancer, it's gonna take at least 10 to 20 years to figure it out. And most people using it now, because you gain the weight back pretty much instantly if you're not working out using Ozempic, end up going back for seconds. So who knows what type of toll that's taken on your body. Some other notable things people thought was normal and trusted before long-term studies were cigarettes.
He used Dexter a lot. I like Dexter.
Yeah, I think we know the harm of that one now. Xanax. Before every rapper started talking about it, every doctor was handing this shit out like candy. And because the youth is so insecure now and TikTok is pushing it more and more, a lot are smuggling the weight loss drugs by buying it from random Ozempic dealers online. Which is bad because you have to be older than 18 to even get prescribed Ozempic. And even then when you're young, 99%, probably 99.5% can lose weight by just locking it in. That's when I started. The problem is too, a lot of people who want a certain build aren't gonna get that from taking Ozempic. If you're a dude that wants that anime lean physique or a girl who wants thickness, Ozempic gonna shred the through all of your weight. Unless you do your diet precisely perfect and are already in the gym and locked in. If you're on Ozempic, it's an appetite suppressant, so you won't even be able to eat the right amount of protein. It's just gonna shred through all of your muscle because it's meant for losing weight. There's some people who take Ozempic and you can immediately tell because
they look like a bobblehead attached to a twig.
There's also another term called Ozempic face where people have noticed it can sunk in your face and make it wrinkly. But it's all good now. We have stuff to fix that. Just drop 100K and you can get a facelift and you're all good. This was all worth it instead of locking in for 6 months or a year and losing weight for free. Also, the rise of Looksmaxxing is getting worse and getting more mainstream as time goes on. I already made a video recently covering clavicular, so I'm not going to go too in depth with him again. But you know, despite all the controversy he has, he just keeps growing. If you told someone a streamer in 2020 was saying the N-word and was hanging out with some of the internet's most controversial people right now, and then told them he got featured in big magazines like GQ and the New York Times, they wouldn't believe you. But cut to now, and that's what we got. Bro might have the best manager of all time, because how did he get on the New York Times? Maybe Looksmaxxing really is the way. You can get anywhere in life as long as you look good. Looksmaxxing has turned into a small niche community on the internet to now having a whole lore storyline. You got different characters in the Looksmaxxing universe, like ACU frat leader who did something which can only be described as Gen Z style. Frame mocking clavicular. Just like 9/11, we all remember where we were when this happened. This possibly might be worse than any war that has been fought in the past 50 years. And that whole thing sparked the mogging wars online, with #1 ranked Chad Androgenic trying to avenge clavicular from his mocking death, with another person named Am I too old for this, guys? I just turned 23. Let me just move on to the point. All jokes aside, now that Looksmaxxing is growing more than ever, it's reaching more and more people who are trying to learn it and potentially are going to damage their bodies because they want to
and damage their face, like that one.
We know Clavicular specifically does insane shit, like take meth and inject peptides in his face. If you don't know, peptides come in these little vial bottles, and they're amino acids that all of our bodies already have. And if you take certain ones, they're like a booster that can help with stuff like repairing your tissue, which then helps with your skin. Now, the one problem with this is, at least for the facial ones,
you gotta inject that shit in your face with a needle.
And if you're not a professional trained at this, you're one injection away from looking like a burn victim. In general, it shouldn't be a common thing you're doing anyways, especially if you're young. Like, there's already a ton of facial products that will help keep your skin good until you're old. It's not like the 80s where dudes was waking up and washing their face with rusty lead-filled tap water, and now they're reaping the consequences on their face. So as long as you keep up a good facial routine with the products we have now, you should be able to age gracefully. You got dudes on TikTok flexing, showing their peptide collections like it's rare Pokemon sets.
Tragedy has officially struck. Here's my empty 2. I got about 1 dose left in there. 1 being can left. And then I got BBC TV 500. We have 2 weeks left, and they're pretty stoked about that. That's not tragic yet. That's not tragic, I guess. My GHKCU, though. This is sad. This is sad. And we got 1 dose left in there, too. That's the tail end. We gotta go, I guess.
You're sad. Oh my god. What does this do? Y'all are so stupid. This is so sad.
One of the main problems with them in general, even if you did have a doctor inject it, is that most of them aren't regulated, and a lot of times you get them shipped from a random warehouse in China. Imagine waking up one morning after taking a peptide ship from China, and your ass gets activated and you turn into a CCP spy ready to do anything at Xi Jinping's order. You want these products regulated so you can at least hold somebody accountable for if something happens to you. There's also a lot of people trying to learn how to get jaw surgeries because of Looksmaxxing, and the main culprits is, of course, people under 18 convinced by the they see on TikTok. In fact, the Looksmaxxing website itself did a survey on people who use their website, and they found that 45% of people on their website under 18 want some type of surgery. Bro, your ass ain't even finish your biological puberty process. At least wait until after that. Luckily, most people that are looking for it at that age couldn't afford it. It shows how much the Looksmaxxing...
Imagine you having a child and they're looking up to this nigga and trying to follow his practices, his stupid practices. And you have no idea because you don't know what they're looking at on their fucking phone.
Has been growing with the youth, though. Now, the final one I want to talk about is the skincare beauty culture online, which has been affecting little girls that haven't even reached puberty. A lot of these girls who are growing up watching these beauty influencers on YouTube and TikTok, who now, for some reason, have social media accounts. The fact that I have to share the internet space with someone born in 2016 is diabolical. Can y'all just do what we did when we were kids? I don't know, go on Pop Tropica or IMVU. There's been a rise of these little girls showing off their own makeup routines and skincare routines online. Some may be thinking, well, tell me what's wrong with them having a little fun showing off things they like. There'd be nothing wrong with it if it was in good fun, but posting it on the internet only makes it 10 times worse. Instead of them doing it at home, maybe every once in a while to see how it looks for fun, the views for these little girls be hitting them like crack, and it's gonna end up being a cycle they continue, which in the long run is only gonna make them more insecure growing up to a bad point. And these videos ain't a joke either, or just for fun. A lot of them deadass got whole setups of things they do.
Hello everyone, I'm getting ready for bed, and I'm doing this with y'all. I'm doing my skincare, so if you like the video, please like.
So sad. Where are your parents?
I just got out of the shower. Man, that was a good shower. I just got out of the shower. Man, that was a good shower.
Can you even shower at 6 years old?
Man, that was a good shower.
Can you even shower?
Clear, I don't even blame them. The only person at blame here
they're
is
too
the
short.
Why are you even letting your daughter have whole ass 10-step facial routines at that age? It's worse for them at that age to have a whole long facial routine, because you can overdo it and end up having terrible acne and issues with your skin when you're old. Your skin when you're young is already pretty protected. At the most, doctors say a basic routine. It's reaching a point where certain beauty stores won't even let kids buy these products, and even states are banning it. Like California California last year introduced a bill to ban certain anti-aging skin products for people aged 18 and younger.
Right.
Hopefully these little girls don't end up buying these products like a dude visiting his local Snapchat dealer for a dime bag of weed. Imagine seeing a child running out an alleyway from the cops with a bag of anti-aging CeraVe products. It's also pre-firing and starting a problem a lot of women already deal with when they're older. Things like self-image products and not being able to walk outside without makeup. And these are girls who didn't grow up with this type of social media culture. I can only imagine how these little girls are gonna grow up having constant fears about these things. For a final message, I guess, anybody insecure about these things, like dudes who want to Looksmaxx and look like clavicular, I know it's the basic spiel, but just lock in with the gym, your diet, wash your ass, and you'll be like 90% there. And for the 17% women audience demographic I have,
what's up?
You're doing alright, just know Tommy's here to keep you safe. I don't know, probably just the same tips I said for the dudes. And if it makes you feel better, a lot of these girls look 80% different off camera. Anyways, that's gonna be all.
This is sad, but this has been the case for a very, very, very long time now. People are always going to be insecure about their looks and doing things to try to make themselves look better. But listen, a good diet, drinking enough water, a good skincare routine when you're of age will take you far. Very, very, very far. A lot of people are busty because their skin is fucked up, their teeth is fucked up, they're overweight, they're not taking care of themselves, they're not drinking enough water. You know, you do those things and smooth sailing, all right? You don't need to do this stupid shit online. This Looksmaxxing shit is so dumb. It's unnecessary. Y'all let me know what y'all think though, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye.